on IG. Use the hashtag Micahs Groupchat, okay? Listen, if you're having a good time, make some noise. If you're gonna have a real conversation, make some noise. If you want real solutions, make some noise. Okay, that's cool. Hold on. If you want elevation, make some noise. All right, listen. Once again, Micahs Groupchat is a healing space for community, conversation, of course, through connection and clarity. We want to get into the mindset tonight of the entrepreneurs who are doing it big in a major way. We want to hear about their journey, their story, their times of burnout, their times of crying, times of not having, how they press and push through it. We get into the core of that tonight, okay? So, one time for yourself. Clap it up for yourself. Yeah. Do you love yourself? Yeah. Do you love yourself? Yeah. So clap it up for yourself. All right. One time for our sponsors. Pretty healthy on the food. Was it good tonight, you guys? Yeah. You good? You fed? Okay, good. What about the wine? Was the wine good? Yes. That's from English Brown Winery right here in Miami, okay? And also, one time for the lovely location we are at is called Coast Space, founded by our own Joy St. Clair. Let's go ahead and bring the panel up tonight, okay? I'm going to call them by name and let them talk about who they are, what they do, and you hear more from them, okay? That's cool with y'all? Yeah. All right. All right, one time for, once again, the one, the only founder of Coast Space, Miss Joy St. Clair. What a DJ for my friend.
Where do you want me, friend? I'll sit right here.
Also, give it up for the #1 tax expert, Miss Aaliyah Lewis. And give it up for the #1 sales strategist, the one, the only, John Manning. CEO in the building. Yo. The only man on the panel.
The brave man.
Hold it down for the guys. Listen, if you want to scoot forward, please do so. Gives you a good shot of tonight's
Come get
panel.
cozy. Come get
So
cozy.
these mics right here, guys, are for just our Instagram Live and for YouTube. So we won't use that for you to actually hold and talk in, but it'll get the sound so it sounds good on there. So we online. Say hi to the camera, guys. Say hi.
Hey.
If you're on YouTube, hop in the chat as well. Leave a comment on IG. Leave a comment, and we'll see it as well. It'll come right up there on the screen right there. And tonight, we're doing something different with Group Chat. Group Chat, I pick the questions, but we had an actual Group Chat tonight, right, Joy? We let our audience tonight put their questions for you guys in the Group Chat. So I don't know what they asked. It could be something crazy, something just like...
It's definitely something crazy.
You think so?
I can tell.
Does the audience think it's something crazy?
For sure. It's definitely crazy.
But listen, I got one question to ask you guys though. So first of all, tell them who you are, what you do, and why you're here tonight. You want to go first, Joy?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hey, Pretty Healthy. She hates that I do that, but that's the owner of Pretty Healthy. Hey, babe.
Hey, Shay.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Joy. I'm the owner and founder of Coast Space. Make some noise! I am happy that you're here. Welcome. Please follow me on Instagram. It is @the_co_space. Thanks for pulling your phone out. I love to see it. About me, I'm from Liberty City. AKA got it out the mud. I opened this space because I am a big believer in community. I like being around my people. I like creating resources for my people. And I like creating a space where you could be yourself and drop your shoulders and just feel appreciated and not tolerated. So this is a safe space. It's a love letter to Black culture. And it's a place where you could come and get some work done and be productive, be creative, be among community, and know that you're safe to get some things done. So welcome to Coast Space. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy.
One time with Joy St. Clair.
That's me.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Aaliyah. I'm a tax advisor. I help people earn more and work less.
Yes.
Most people, they make so much money and they give half of it away to the IRS. So I'm just like, if I can just teach you to pay less taxes, you're going to keep more money. So that's what I do. I'm originally from Atlanta, but I moved here a few years ago, and I'm just so excited. Thank you, Michael, for the opportunity.
Of course. One time for Leah Lewis.
My Instagram is @CEO_Aaliyah.
What was it? Say it one more time.
Yep, and my Instagram is @CEO_Aaliyah, ALIA.
Be sure you follow her, guys. Follow her, tag her, and she'll follow you back, okay?
Hello, my name is John Manning, CEO of The Table Solutions. We are a direct sales company. We do sales for a lot of Fortune 500 brands and companies. I am from New York, originally born and raised.
There's always one. There's always one.
You gotta say the city.
Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Only real borough here. Moved down here to West Palm Beach. I am all about inspiring entrepreneurs and teaching them on how to grow their businesses to millions of dollars a year. So that's why I'm here.
I love it. One time for John Manning.
Yay!
All right, so my first question for the panel before I let you guys get into the group chat. I want to know about if you could describe your business journey and give it any movie title, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
Why you gave it to me first?
We're starting.
So if I can make my business journey a movie, what would the title be? So one of my favorite movies is Friday, the whole series. I can tell you all of those things, right? But what I like the most about Friday is it's all one day. Like, think about that movie. All that happened in one day. He got fired, he got beat up, he got shot at, he did drugs for the first, everything in one day.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like so much movement can happen in a day. So I would choose Friday. When I decided to open CoSpace, literally like everything started moving.
Wow.
And every time I've ever set my mind to do something, things just start moving like that. Like everything happens so quickly. Not all in the day like Friday, but it just starts moving. So more about that later, but I think that's the movie I'll go with, Friday.
I love that.
All right, well, since she said Friday, if I had a movie title.
Come on, man, let's go. Friday after next.
If I had a movie title to describe my business, it would be American Gangster.
Ooh.
Because everybody's got to elevate at some point in
Yes,
life.
ma'am.
Frank had to elevate.
Yes, ma'am.
And Frank had to build a team. He hired his family members. Now, I don't do any illegal activities, okay? But
We're not judging.
I'm joking.
John's gonna say the Godfather.
Yes.
You know, you just gotta elevate. You gotta build your team. You gotta grow. So.
If I'm gonna choose one, I would say The Dark Knight Rises.
Whoa.
Okay, right.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, so if you follow me online, you hear me talk about it all the time. Oh yeah, John JON_Manning_table. Dark Knight Rises, Batman literally spent 7 years not being Batman, and Bane came on the scene, and he tried to get up and fight Bane, and Bane beat him down to a pulp. And that's my story. My story is I started doing business, became successful, and then I got lazy, and then business beat me down to a pulp, and I felt like I could just get up and just go fight, and I didn't have the same strength anymore. I had to build back the strength.
This is a good analogy, John.
Right. Like I'm regretting my ways.
You brought your analogy.
I'll say Dark Knight Rises.
That's a good one.
Wow, thank you for that. All right, first question from the group chat is all about this right here. Let's kick it off with, what is the biggest challenge as a business owner, and how did you overcome it?
Ooh.
Biggest challenge as a business owner.
I'm ready. I'll go.
How did you overcome it?
I would say for me, it was understanding how to market. So when I first opened CoSpace, I was talking to anyone who would listen, trying to explain to them what co-working was, and beg them to be like, hey, come co-work, hey, come co-work, hey, I got some co-work, you know, like just telling everyone to co-work. And people who didn't get it just never understood it. So one day I was like, let me just find my people. The people who are already co-working, the people who already understand it, let me tell them that I'm here. So I made a shift of, instead of trying to convince people to do something they don't want to do,
Right.
I found the people who want to do the thing and just had them do the thing here.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was a big lesson of like, if you find your people, so I always tell people, find people who speak your language so you won't spend so much time translating yourself.
Wow.
Hey.
Say that one more time. Clock it. Say it one more time for my
Find
ears to
people
hear.
who speak your language so you won't spend so much time translating yourself.
You speaking my language.
Yes. And when I had that realization that I was spending a lot of time translating, and I stopped that and I started finding my people, and they just got it. I remember the first time I was like actively saying, I'm gonna find people who already understand it and just tell them to do that thing here. And that first conversation was so easy. It was no weirdness. I didn't feel like I was gonna get pepper sprayed. Like they just were like, oh cool, where are you? And they literally came the next day.
Wow.
And joined. You know? So that was a big lesson for me, is just finding my people instead of trying to convince people to be my people.
I love that.
Finding my people. I love that.
Thank you.
Anybody's want to respond? Biggest
Come on,
challenge
friend.
as an owner.
Yeah, so my biggest challenge as a business owner has been becoming the person and not overthinking everything. Like not overthinking who I can market to, who can I sell to, when can I post. You just get in your mind so much, and then you get imposter syndrome. And really, I just feel like if God gave you the opportunity, if God gave you the skill set, the talent, the tools, you just need to take the ball and run with it.
Yeah.
And just becoming the person is probably my biggest lesson I've learned so far.
For those that don't know, what is imposter syndrome?
Yeah, basically it's like these lies that you tell yourself to say, oh, I'm not good enough. When really you are. Everything that you have right now is everything that you need.
Yes.
So that is imposter syndrome.
Wow.
Well said.
What I'll say is hiring the right people. I think that's probably one of the number one things that most business owners go through. Make sure you bring in the right team. How did I overcome that? Just to remind myself to not motivate unmotivated people.
Ooh. I like that you said that. You slid that in there.
And just to find the motivated, right? And focus on that more, you're gonna build your team stronger.
How do you recognize if somebody is an unmotivated person?
It's very simple, actually. It's a lot of things you could see. Number one, if you give them a task and if you tell them to go to do something, go home tonight, study this, and they have not even made an attempt to do it, then they're probably not as motivated. If they're a person that comes late all the time, they're not as motivated. And why do I say that? Very simple, because if I had a check for $50,000 for them right now, forget $50,000. If I had just a car ride to go to a theme park up the block and said that you have to be here by 8 o'clock, and they're not going to be here at 8:05, right? So it just shows that it's based on a motivation thing, right? That they're going to show up to the things that they're motivated to show up to, right? So focusing on those traits that you're seeing is going to give you a insight on their level of motivation.
So as a business owner that has employees, anybody else in here has employees that they have employees? Do you use the concept of hire slow and fire fast?
I don't believe in that. I know we talk about that from time to time. I believe in hire fast and fire faster.
Oh.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, because you got to make sure that you're always building and scaling your business, right? So you want to, McDonald's have the now hiring. They never take down the now hiring from the so I don't know why we do it in business, right? So they're always having now hiring, and they will go through so many interviews until they're like, well, little Johnny over here is not showing up, so you got the spot, right? So, you just have to make sure that you do not keep, and I was teaching this to my guys this morning, you cannot keep the unmotivated person around because it would demotivate every A player, right? So once you identify that there's one person, and sometimes as business owners, you have this leadership level to you that you want to try to help people, but you got to quickly identify that you're going to lose a lot of your culture and morale by keeping that person around. So definitely fire faster, but hire on speed.
You got that one.
Next question from the group chat. As an entrepreneur, can I have a work-life balance? Work-life balance.
I love how
you all want to have that, right? Get up at 6, go home at 3.
So I have an unpopular answer, but I'm gonna be very honest. And everyone who knows me knows I'm honest to a fault.
Yeah.
So on Instagram, I would say, of course, girl, work-life balance, yes. But in real life, I'm gonna say, no, not yet. And let me tell you why. Because you can have a work-life balance, right? You can be 50-50, go home on time, and have a great home life and a great business life, and you'll be okay. I'm not gonna lie. But if you really wanna get it, you gotta have to sacrifice.
Facts.
You have to do what others won't so that you can do what others can't. Right? So sometimes it's not a popular opinion, especially in this day and age, because don't nobody want to hear that we still out here grinding and hustling and suffering. But we out here grinding and hustling and suffering. So there's days where I'm here all night. There's time. Even today, I was talking to Gil. Shout out to our podcast engineer, Gil.
Yeah.
Yo. I love how y'all say yo. I love it.
Brooklyn.
That's Miami, John. Don't get beat up in here. We'll talk later.
A lot of Brooklyn people down in Miami now.
That's a Miami thing, John.
You're outnumbered, John.
So even today, I do content creation at CoSpace, and at the end of the month, all of my clients that have booked services, they try to finish for the end of the month before, so it doesn't expire. So I was telling Gil that today alone, I had to make 8 different reels for my content creation clients. And work-life balance, Joy, has been like, sorry guys, I gotta stop at 5. But we finna get this shit, Joy. Can we cuss? My bad, Micah.
Yeah.
But we finna get it, Joy. It's like, I'm gonna get it. Like, I am gonna sit here, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna get up early, I'm gonna make these reels because I need that money. I need that coming in. I need CoSpace to be self-sufficient. So, can you have work-life balance? Of course. But you gotta balance that out with the fact of like, you gotta keep your business running and thriving and moving. And, you know, if the scale is 100%, right? If you get 50-50, both are just gonna be okay, right? Some days I give CoSpace 90% and go home and give a raggedy 10%, right? But then some days I go home and I give 80% of the best mom and best wife, but CoSpace only got 20, right? So it's like, you can have that balance, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna be equal. So choose what you wanna sacrifice, go for it, and understand that you can just keep pivoting and moving, but you gotta hustle. You gotta grind to get it.
I gotta poke a little bit. No, I ain't gonna be the antagonizer, but it is my group
Antagonize,
chat.
friend.
We gotta
Go
talk
ahead.
about it. So I heard you say you had to get the 8 reels done, right? Maybe that's not all the time, but do you ever and have you ever felt like you had a burnout? And if so, how did you bounce back from that?
Good question.
I'm here.
Being honest, I don't feel like I have a lot of burnout because I do communicate, right? So the 8 reels in one day is not every day. Otherwise, I would never survive, right? But when it's that day, it's that day. But tomorrow, it won't be that day. Tomorrow's the beginning of the month. So if everyone needs a reel that day, I can communicate and say, hey, sorry, we're gonna wait a little bit. Oh, give me a couple of days. But, you know, like I said, every day is not grind day. So when I feel like I'm tired or I feel like I'm a little raggedy, like you can feel it because you don't show up the same when you're about to burn out.
Yes.
So when I feel that, rather than risk my brand or risk my, you know, my business, I'm gonna tell somebody I need a day. Give me some time. Like I'm very good with communicating. So it goes hand in hand with that hustling, but also knowing that like if you burn out, then none of this matters.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, you know what I'm saying?
Like you seem like you ready.
You know,
Work-life balance.
Come on, John.
I say screw work-life balance. If you know, I've been saying this for years. That's why it's a trigger word for me, actually. If you want to get me excited, that's the conversation. Say work-life balance. It's not real. It's not real for the entrepreneur. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
It's not real for the entrepreneur. It's real for a lot of people, not for the entrepreneur. And I don't think that's something you should chase. Like, you shouldn't chase work-life balance. You're technically telling yourself, I want to be in a position where I can clock out from my own business so I can clock into something else. And that's not a real scenario, right? Because there's so many different times where you might get the call at 10 o'clock at night and that's just, it is what it is. And when it deals with burnout is a mental state. It's more mental than fatigue. You just feel it fatigue. It's more mental. Because when you are burnt out, you feel it because you feel overwhelmed with a lot of different things that's happening. It's like, oh my gosh, there's probably stress load. What you need to do is you need to realign your goals again. That's really what a lot of that is all about. Like you're moving without clear direction. and you're now starting to feel overwhelmed. If you knew exactly like it's going to take me 10 miles to get up the block, you're not going to feel burnt out. You're only going to get nervous. Like, perfect example, let's say, like, did anybody drive and like your car needed gas and you was wondering where the gas station is? Well, when you don't know where the gas station is, you're panicking. True. But if you know the gas station is a few blocks away,
You coasting.
you know
I know
you
my
can-
car.
And that's how it is in most business owners. They just don't know where they're going, so they're panicking. And they start to feel overwhelmed.
That's it.
So my thing is, and this is my last point, I'm going to stop and give it to Leah. So my thing is, I live a and life. I don't live a or life. I've been saying this for years. Like, I live an and life. I do this, and I do this, and I do this. I don't do this or I do this. I am a great dad, and I'm a great businessman, and I'm a great friend, and I'm a great man, and I'm a great all of it, right?
Okay.
And my son knew that because, hey, listen, son, I'm gonna jump on a meeting from time to time, but hey, we're on the beach in Dubai, right? Shout out to Dubai. Right, so we're on the beach in Dubai, but I might have to take a conference call right now, and that happened actually last year in Switzerland. We were in Switzerland, we were sitting down in the chocolate factory, and I had to have a 1-hour talk with one of my guys in Switzerland. But he knows that, because I'm a great dad, but also I'm a great businessman also. That's the reason why we're here, son. So don't try to like diminish what you do that allowed you to have the lifestyle that you have.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I don't want to clock out of something that afforded me the opportunity to be here. So work-life balance, change that language. Try to live it all harmoniously together.
Yeah.
Clock it.
Yes, that's good, John.
Yeah, I definitely agree with John with work-life balance. It needs to be it needs to be like an integrated life. So, for example, we might have to work really, really hard all the time, but we get to take a 2-week vacation and we don't have to clock in and ask for PTO.
Yes.
So, like, that's the balance that entrepreneurs don't have to do a time off request and buy back our time. And so that's the difference. But yeah, I agree 100% living an and life.
Work life. Listen, if you have a question towards the end, write it down on your phone. We'll have a Q&A towards the end of the show, okay? All right? Hey, Anuka in the building. Anuka! In here.
Hey, girl.
Next question in the group chat. As 2 new business owner, I need the exposure, but I'm tired of working for free. Help!
Ooh.
Who want to respond to that? I'm tired of working for free.
I felt that. So, whoever you are, I felt that. Because when I first opened Cold Space, I had to do some free events. I had to do some free things because, we all want exposure. And me and Shay were just talking about this, like exposure, right? And I do believe exposure is a form of currency, but I also believe at some point you're exposed enough, right? Like, I can't pay my bills in exposure. I can't tell my landlord, hey, I'm exposed. Like, they won't know what I'm talking about. So I feel like, but then again, if no one knows who you are, you can't be like demanding invoices because they're going to look at you and be like, okay, I'm going to find the next person. So I feel like you got to take it case by case. But I also feel like you should try to meet them somewhere that's not free. So when I finally realized that, I would tell people I can't do it for free, but maybe you can just pay the cleaning fee. And I'm the person in cleaning, so you still paying me. But it's like, I just started to meet people at a place where it's like, it can't be free.
Yeah.
But what can you do? How can I help you? Because if you're trying to get it for free, maybe you don't have it. So if you are tired of working for exposure, then stop. Stop working for exposure. Start telling people, and you could be real with them. I cannot do it for free. And my favorite line that I adopted was, I'm sorry, I can't work for free so you can make money. Because you ain't doing it for free. You selling the tickets, right? But I started telling people, maybe you can pay me after you got your tickets, right? Or maybe we can pay a certain, like I would go back and forth with them, but I was like, you trying to make money, so I want to make a little bit of that too. So if you are tired of working for exposure, this is your sign to stop.
Yeah, I love that.
You have permission to stop.
Thank you for that. I want to speak to that because I've done radio for 10 years. I've done hosting for about 15 years. And when I started out hosting, I did work for free for a long time because I didn't know my value then and who I was and all that good stuff. But for a long time, I did say, I'll host a party. I'll be there. 5 hours not paid is crazy work. And dancing and get the crowd hype. Yeah, all this is crazy. But long story short, one of the biggest currency that we do have in today's time with social media is collaboration. It's a big currency. It's, hey, how can we work together? How we collaborated on this together. And what you can do is don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, you have something I could use, I have what you can use. Let's work together. That's a big currency. Aaliyah, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree 100%. If someone can't pay you, I think that they can barter. And I think that you can also get paid on the back end, maybe through ticket sales, or maybe you showcasing your offer on stage and then selling their crowd, asking for their email list, asking for their text list. So I think there are different ways that you can still get paid, but I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, collaboration.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Collaboration.
John, you want to comment on that? John never worked for free. One thing about John, he never worked for free.
I love it. Good for you.
I'm a
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I think,
Come on, John.
I think that's a challenge for starting new ventures, right? Because for me, if you know me, I will coach entrepreneurs for free, and that's why I tell people I just don't coach no more. Because
I didn't know that.
no, I mean, I coach, but I don't coach, right? Because for me, it's either I'm just going to talk to you, or because I don't want to give you a price that is not really worth my time. You know what I mean? Like if I'm here trying to go after this big project in my business, and I'm going to charge you, I don't want to demean my value. Also, just give me a couple of $100. It's like, it's free, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So for me, that's a challenge for me. Aaliyah is helping me get out of this with branding, and she's telling me I should push myself out more and charge certain packages and stuff like that. But when you start something new, yes, in the basic sales world, yes, 100%. That's my field, right? So if you want to hire me for sales, yeah, I'm probably going to ask for money. But I think in some new spaces, there is a tug of war when it comes down to that. So. That's why I want to stay quiet. I'm not the right person for that one.
All right, in the group chat, how do you stay consistent with creating content?
Oh, you get a mic to the right.
Do you? I can't read that. Thank y'all. Do you think? I don't know, y'all. I think I'm reading this right. Niching down is important as a creator. What is it? Niching down is important as a creator.
So my friends and my members at CoSpace lovingly call me the content queen. and I love it. I wear the crown proudly. I believe as a business owner, you have no choice but to also be a content creator. Wow. Sorry if you didn't know that. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. But you are forced to also be a content creator against your will.
Why?
You wear chains on the boat, and the boat is Instagram and TikTok. Wow. You have no choice because that's where your customers are. So you can be that person who stands down and says you don't want to be on social media, but your customers are on social media. So you have to go get them. So you have to get comfortable with content creation. If you are not comfortable, get help.
Hire help.
Get help because you have to do it. Before CoSpace, I was never on Instagram. I literally had like 10 posts on my personal account. And people who know me on Instagram would never believe that, but I was not I didn't even have my phone all the time. But as a business owner, you have to get comfortable with it. So I'm gonna give y'all some free game real quick. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all not ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay, Angel's ready, Shay is ready.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the free game when it comes to content is B-roll. So do you guys know what B-roll is?
Yes.
B-roll is pretty much like that background footage, right? So B-roll is your friend, okay? So get into the habit of filming yourself doing regular shit.
Straight up.
Period. Film yourself listening to this podcast. Film yourself sitting at a table writing. Film yourself walking in the door. Film yourself walking out the door. Film yourself filming yourself. Like, film yourself doing regular shit. And then add trending audio and add tags, and that is a banker. I promise you. And there's a lot of people in the room who I've made reels for that can attest to that. Like, seriously, just get into the habit of filming B-roll. Because on those days when you don't feel cute, and those days when you don't feel like making content, the B-roll will save your life. Because you're just gonna throw that on top of some trending audio, put whatever text you want, as long as it's nice and clean and crisp. And then people are gonna listen, they're gonna watch. The algorithm is gonna push it because it's always trending for B-roll. So that is your free game. Get into the habit of getting B-roll. It's gonna be the gift that keeps on giving.
I'm learning that.
That was
Yes.
good.
So would you say for what I'm learning next is like a marketing strategy? So I have an ebook coming out tomorrow. It is called Catch It, Cancel It, Counter It. It's all about mindset, how you can defeat the thoughts that are just kind of intrusive and to cancel them and counter with something good. So it's free as well for you. It costs nothing, it's free. So I'm learning how to market, now with, dropping an ebook. But would you say to write down what we want to post before we post it? Like make a plan? Don't write a plan out for the
If
week?
you are a planner, make a plan. But that's just one more thing you got to do. So I sell something called a Reel a Day calendar. Make some noise if you have the Reel a Day calendar. Yes. So basically, every month I make a different prompt for every day of the month, and all you gotta do is just copy and paste that text over B-roll, and it's very effective. Yes, it is one of my best sellers every month because it works. So when it comes to content, I feel like going back to the B-roll, yes, but I also feel like get comfortable repeating yourself. So like for this event, I was posting this in every single method that I could on Instagram. I made a live, I did a reel, I did one talking, I did footage of the events. Like I repeated over and over and over. And most people are okay with that. I feel like when social media first started, if you repeated yourself like on Facebook, people would unfollow you because they saw it like 4 times back to back. But because we're not in chronological order, people are not seeing things back to back.
Very true.
So if you repeat yourself in 5 or different communication methods, they might just only have saw 1 or 2. And most people are happy to see it again because they already forgot about the first one.
Wow.
So a lot of us feel like, oh, they already saw my flyer. And it's like, oh, post it again. Shit. Like, what you doing? Like, this doesn't cost you nothing. It's not like back in the day where you had free minutes. Like, you can post as much as you want. So when it comes to content, you got to get comfortable repeating yourself. And you got to understand that with the algorithm, which is your friend, it's not your enemy, it's going to push different things to different people. So you have to tell 3 different people in 3 different ways the same message, and that's how you get it done. So there's a whole science to it.
Aaliyah?
Wow, no, I love that. I think that she's the expert on
Yeah.
this. I'm about to be like, I don't know.
Cool.
Because
I love
I
content.
need a system. I'm going to buy her real calendar.
I love
that. Because I feel like if you don't have a system like me, you're inconsistent. So what I told myself this week, every Monday, I'm just going to schedule out my post for the week.
Wow.
Monday, I'm just going to make it. But now that I have your real calendar, I'll be able to do it.
Come on, friend.
I don't have no advice on this because I need to be consistent. John?
You're so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have no advice. I just hire somebody to do it. I don't, for me, I know branding is important. I know posting is important. For me, that's not my field, but I know the importance of it. And shout out to you for marketing, because I definitely saw how great you are in terms of the marketing aspect of it.
you.
This is my guy right here. This is a guy right here that needs to do. He does the content, right?
Yay.
Hey, Mark!
We're gonna hire people like him, to do content. He's very good at what he does. So, but if you don't have the money to hire people, then obviously
You gotta learn it.
Utilize your own time period to edit the stuff.
All right, in the group chat, how to keep going when nothing is working in business, but the product is good. How to keep going. Gil, we got a comment?
Yeah.
I'll give it 1 second. How to keep going when nothing is working in business, but the product is good.
Wow, the product is good, but nothing is working. Well, okay. How do you know that the product is good?
That was my question.
If it's not working? I guess that's the question that I would ask. Sometimes we get very passionate on our products, but the market lets you know if your product is good or not. But let me encourage you, because that probably just slightly discouraged you. So let me just say this. The truth is, what most people think that is not working is because they're just not selling. So they're trying to post, and they're trying to wait for the viral moment through the post. Now, this is where I'm kind of on the opposite side, because I'm on the speaking to the person directly and telling them to buy my products side. So if you left the computer for the day and went out to sell your stuff, you will realize how much it is working. and how much your products actually sell for that day. But if you sent the one post for the day and expected everybody to buy your products, then it's not working. It's not going to work today, probably, unless you got money to put into advertising, and Aaliyah could tell you a lot about that. But I think sometimes we as entrepreneurs, we don't know the cycle of what it takes to really scale the business.
Yep.
Because what we see is up to the launch. We don't see past the launch.
True.
So we see great product, we see great website, we see great Instagram and landing pages, and then we'll do probably a pop-up event, and we got the cupcakes, and everybody's loving the cupcakes, and your family loves the cupcakes, your friends love the cupcakes, and you feel so inspired because, man, everybody loved my cupcakes, and you swear that they loving it means that they're going to purchase it next week. But they don't, and they don't purchase it next week, and then all of a sudden now, 1 month later, you probably only have your mom purchasing it, and you're online leaving coded messages like, "Dang, I thought that you were." So it's all coded messages like, "Wow, entrepreneurs really go through a lot." But you got a job, it was this, but now you want to let me know that
I want to add to that too.
The truth is you're just not putting as much activity in the right department. And the right department is sales. Because you are spending time probably researching, and you're not spending time doing money generating activities. So that is the thing that I would say, to go out and spend. All right, can I just wait one more thing? If somebody hires you right now to work for them, they're gonna hire you full time. Full time is how many hours? 40 hours a week? All right. So what are they hiring you to do? They're hiring you to do something that's gonna give them back money, right? So they thought about hiring you for this position to kind of ease back so I can make more money. So you are in a money generating role. So if you leave the 9-to-5 world and now come to the entrepreneur world, and you don't even give the same 40 hours to your business in money generating activities, not researching activities, not Googling activities,
Not Target activities.
not Target, but money, like actually, hey, you want my product? Like, if you don't do that, then you're gonna have a hard time competing.
Yeah.
Joy or Leah?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I would 100% agree with John. First of all, I know that it may seem like it's not working, but you don't have a choice. What you gonna do, starve? You're gonna get kicked out?
Yep.
Like, as an entrepreneur, you don't have a choice. You
Gotta
gotta
keep
grind, you gotta go. And I would agree, I'm very much sales oriented. I used to work for Grant Cardone, and one of the lessons that he taught us was the 10X rule. 10X rule doesn't just mean set targets 10 times as high. It means that it's gonna take 10 times the effort. Like, if you thought it was only gonna take sending one email, no, it's gonna take sending 10 emails.
Facts.
If you thought it was only gonna take one phone call, it's gonna take 10 phone calls, it's gonna take 10 posts. That's why y'all need Joy's calendar. But that is what the effort is. You gotta do 10 times the amount of effort, and you gotta sell.
So I want to also add, because when we say that if the product is good, so if you know your product is good, then I would question the content, right? Because just a couple of days ago, I had a person, one of my clients, I do business consultations and like social media strategy sessions and things like that. And so she does lashes, and she's really good at lashes, but people weren't getting booked. And so I looked at her social media account, and a lot of her posts were like, "One appointment available, Saturday open." And I was like, where do you tell us that you're the best lash tech? Where do we get to see you in business? Where do we get to see the product to know if it's good or bad? So, and it's something I notice with a lot of clients. It's like, you will tell everybody the price, or you'll tell everybody you're available, but you ain't show us it's good. How do we know it's good if we ain't tried it yet?
Yeah.
So I had her do a little test, right? So we did a funny reel where she is talking to the client, and while they're having their chit chat, the camera is zoomed in on the lash, on her doing the lashes. So you get to see how good she is, but you're also listening because they're talking about crazy ratchet stuff. And it's funny, you don't realize you're being sold to, so it's genius. And from that one post alone, she got like 3 bookings. Wow. And in the caption, she put that Saturday is open. and 3 people from that one reel have booked us Saturday. Whereas every other post is her saying, hey, it's Saturday, and nobody cares. But if you show them why they want to book and tell them what the hell they booking, they're gonna care. But just telling people your product is good and telling them it's available is not content. It's not good enough, right? So when people say it's good, but the product isn't selling, have you actually told people what they're buying? And you probably haven't. But I can help you. Hey.
If you are enjoying Micah's group chat so far, make some noise. So we got some people tuned in online right now. Hey to Whitney, Andrea, Ashley, and Jalea. One question from Andrea is, looking back, what's one thing you wish you had done sooner in your business? One thing you wish you had done sooner.
Wow.
Anybody can tackle
I'll
that.
go for it. I wish I would have got help sooner. I hired an employee with my first year. I was open around December because I also do taxes. And I knew that in January I could not do both. So I waited till December, literally like the last day of the year, to officially hire her because I didn't, I felt like I could do everything. And the second I hired her, my life got a little easier. Like immediately. And I was like, what was I thinking? I know better. But a lot of us as business owners, we try to keep every dollar we can because we have to budget. We got to make them pieces hit, right? So I get it, but I also understand like sometimes you have to outsource things. So for me, that was a big realization of like, you got to ask for help. You got to get help. You got to barter. You got to do different things, but you have to put it out there. You have to ask for help. If you're not good at something, you're not going to become good by sucking longer. You're just taking a longer time to get better by not letting the person who's good at it to help you. So get help.
Yeah, I love that. I would say that the thing that I wish I would have known sooner is, number one, I wish that I would have believed in myself sooner and just really, really went for it. Like I told you guys, I struggle with a lot of imposter syndrome because I do taxes, but I didn't have a degree in taxes. And so I was just like, I don't know if, I'm supposed to do this. So it took a while for me to really, really become the person. And a lot of times you just need to hire a coach that can really teach you. So you really need to invest in yourself. Everybody wants to invest in their business, but the biggest business that you need to invest in is yourself. It's going to give you the biggest ROI. The second thing is, I wish I would have developed a system first. For example, with content, I am not consistent with posting content. However, if I have a system, meaning if I get a social media manager, they're gonna post on the days when I don't want to. Nice. They're gonna post stuff that I might not wanna post, that I don't think is good, but they're just gonna take that stress away so I'm not overthinking it. So if I could go back in time, I would believe in myself, either hire a coach, read more books, whatever, to make me know that I am the person, and then I will also get a system, and the best system is accountability.
Yeah, I would get a mentor and keep a mentor. Like someone that already walked the road and paved the way and can show me the ins and outs, and don't step over there, come this way, okay? Because all the more I keep trying to learn on my own, I'm in the same circle doing the same thing until I'm like, oh, experience teaches me. No, let me get a mentor first and let that person instruct me, because this is crazy. John, you want to answer that question?
No, you just answered me. Cheat code, get a mentor and shut up. And if I'm gonna add one more thing is, that's my thing. Cheat code, get a mentor and shut up.
That's the name of your book.
I love it.
I love it. And I guess the second thing I would just quickly add is I would think bigger, faster, because I think I was aiming for low targets instead of aiming for high targets. So definitely aim big.
Okay.
I like it.
From Ashley, if you could go back in your first year, so reel it in, first year in business, what advice would you give yourself? First year, you're already making money, you quit your job, you done the 9 to 5 work. Now you
has the answer.
Yeah, I think for me, it goes back to the very same answer. The very first year in business, you need to get a mentor.
Yeah.
You have to get somebody that is doing better in your space than where you are right now. They're making the money that you want to make. I always say I don't take advice from anybody that's not living the financial lifestyle that I want to. I don't take financial advice from anybody that's not living the lifestyle that I want to live. And for me, getting a mentor kind of speeds up your growth because, one thing I say all the time is, money and growth in business, we choose to talk to our broke friends rather than find successful people. And we don't do that for any other area in our life. Like, if we want to learn how to cook, we go to cooks. We don't go to people that don't know how to cook. If we want to learn how to do, hey, how do I be a great wife? You don't go to the person that's never been a wife. But for some reason, when it comes on to business and money, we will go to the people that has never had businesses, never had employees, never had this, and we'll say, give me your feedback on this. Yeah. And we will try to take that. No. Listen to the person that is doing successful in your space and making the money that you want to make, because the issues that you're going to go through in the business, they have already walked that road. Mm-hmm. So they're going to tell you the right things and what you need to do in order to speed it up.
Yeah, absolutely. If I could go back my first year, it would be exactly what John just said. Get a mentor and shut up. And then become the person and show up as her every day. Like, literally, what does my mentor do every single day that I admire? Like, what time do they wake up? Okay, I need to wake up at that time. The person I want to be, like $100 million Aaliyah. Do they have a trainer? Okay, good. Get a trainer. Do they work out? Good. Okay, what time do they show up at work? What time do they leave work? Like, you just want to start visualizing the life that you want and then doing those things now so you can actually, fulfill it. So
I like that.
I love that. So I definitely agree with the mentor. Like that, we all agree with that. I would also add is look through the customer journey and find a way to monetize each stop. Wow. That's what I would do differently. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So a lot of people who sell products or services will tell you, I need X many of this, X many of that, X many of that to hit my monthly target, right? But for me, I'm like, no, make each one of them get everything. Make each one of their targets to get the full amount you need every month, because you're going to do a lot better. And every single step of your customer's journey should be a monetization point for you. So if you sell cupcakes, right? When they get on the website, you're selling cupcakes, right? But then also, can you have where you sell the batter? Can you sell the batter? You ain't even bake it yet. Can you sell the batter, right? Can you sell silicone trays that they can carry it home in? Can you sell a refill package where if they buy that silicone tray every month, they can get free cup or a discounted cupcake because they have these silicone trays? Like, sell every single stop. Every interaction they have with you should be a selling point for you at some level, right? And then on top of that, can you strategically use your marketing list to make money from third-party companies, right? Can you sell, if you have a space, can you rent that space when you're not in it? Can you use that space for multiple things? If you have a service, you have that one service that you provide, but can you get a service that will premeditate what you offer? And then at the end, when they've already accomplished that goal, can you have another offer that for people who've already accomplished the goal? Like every single step of your client's journey, you should have some kind of selling point that you keep them in that circle. They don't feel like you're shoving the sales down their throat, but you have multiple income streams within your business.
Yeah. Y'all writing this down, right? You're taking notes, right? Are we taking notes or what? Because when I go home, I gotta put this together because, honey, what? Listen, one more question was, what is one non-negotiable that you have for your self-care? One non-negotiable that you have for your self-care.
Yeah, so this actually goes back to the question on work-life balance. One of the ways that John hates, by the way, one of the ways that I find work-life balance in my self-care is I Sabbath. So I take one day off, and that's for me on Sundays.
That's good.
I don't work on Sundays. I don't take no emails on Sundays. I don't take no phone calls on Sundays. If a tax client calls me, I'll be like, let me just I'll text them and just say, hey, can I give you a call on Monday? So that is my self-care. I'm able to go to church. I'm able to eat. I'm able to chill, hang out with people. I don't do any work on Sundays, and now I'm not burnt out throughout the week.
I like it.
Rest.
Yes.
Rest.
And you know what's funny? My mom used to always say, you can plan time to rest, or you can ignore rest, and your body will choose a random time for you.
Yes,
That is the truth, right?
Exactly.
So I love that. I would also add, learn to say no.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of people here in Cold Space will hear me. I'm really good at saying no. It's on my resume. I can say no really good. But learn to say no. And you don't have to explain your no. You can if you want. But learn how to say no as a hard no. It ain't got to be a fight, but it's no. It's period. The other day someone came in here, and you know them ads in the back of them receipts at stores? So the guy came in here and was like, hey, you want Cold Space in the back of the receipts? And I was like, hell yeah. And then he was like, well, let me tell you all the rules and all the things. And so he's like, but I can give you a special rate, but you got to say yes today. So I was like, well, if you need it today, the answer is going to be no. Because if I can't sit and think about it, then you're not going to get what you want either. And he was like, well, are you a person who regrets things a lot? And I was like, not at all, because I never say yes the same day. So here we are. But that was a hard boundary for me. I'm like, no, then that's the case. The answer is no. And here we are. And I didn't feel bad about it at all. And people who were in Cold Space were like, but I'm okay saying no. And it doesn't have to be a fight. I don't have to reach my wit's end. You know, some people, no is a punishment. Like if you piss them off, now you get the no. But for me, it's like no is a way that you can stay in my space, right? So that would be the thing, is learn how to say no. If it don't feel good, if your heart is racing, if your brain is like, say no, and that's it.
John?
I guess two things I'll say is, one, I have a therapist that I go to every week.
Clock
The
it.
therapists are clapping.
Yeah, so very big thing. And two, every night my phone goes on do not disturb.
Yes.
So I don't care if your house is on fire. We're gonna figure it out in the morning. And I had to do that because, of course, you know, if you don't, then you'll be talking at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning every single night. So when I'm finished my last meeting, those that call me know, my phone just goes do not disturb, and
I love it.
that is that. And I make sure that I do what I need to do.
So, how do you go about finding like-minded folks who won't tell you to just get a real job and provide encouragement when entrepreneurship isn't pretty?
Ooh.
You got to go to places like this. Micahs.
Yo!
Yeah.
You got to go to networking events. I pay a lot of money to go to Grant Cardone's events all the time, and I met God knows how many people there. You have to immerse yourself into, I think Miami and Florida and Fort Lauderdale have so many events that you can go to, and you're gonna see like-minded people that will give you the boost. I've been to, and Aaliyah used to sell me these tickets. I've been to the same event for Grant, God knows so many times. I mean, I know what they're gonna teach. So if somebody asks me, why do I go? If I know. Well, number one, I go there for a report card to make sure that I'm, continue growing my business. But two, the environment. The environment alone just grows your lid of your mentality. I think Lucy was just talking to me about that with some of her networking events in Dubai. Just the environment alone just shapes your whole thinking. So definitely surround yourself around people by going to those type of events.
Yeah. I agree.
So, those of you familiar with Cold Space, what is the only rule at Cold Space?
Gotta pass the vibe check.
Y'all ain't say with y'all chest, and I thought y'all was. Lord, the lip was embarrassing. What's the only rule at Cold Space?
Gotta
Pass the vibe check. And that is a rule that I live my life by. If I'm around a person who say things like that to me, it's you're not my person. I don't be around people who not my people. Yeah. And that was my favorite moment about leaving corporate America, is I ain't got to talk to people I don't like no more. I remember being in corporate America. Let me tell y'all. Get the censor button ready, Gil. But I remember in corporate America, I would spend so much energy not saying nigga. or not looking at people and being like, bitch. Like, I would spend so much energy just not cussing, right? Or just being so, like, politically correct. But yeah, and it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
But once I left corporate America and I didn't have to, like, code switch anymore, I didn't have to worry about people feeling uncomfortable, just, you know, like, it's just a different energy when you get to be around your people. So I'm gonna nerd out a little bit for y'all real quick. So in X-Men, there's this character named Mystique. Y'all know who Mystique is?
Yes,
Y'all know
the
Mystique?
blue
Okay.
right here.
So Mystique is blue, okay? She's like a shapeshifter. And in the comic, she's like a really pretty, you know, white lady. So Magneto told her that you would be so much more powerful if you were just blue. And what he meant by that is the amount of power and energy that she spent shape-shifting to look like an attractive white lady, she was not as powerful. So when she just was blue, like, she's one of the most powerful X-Men, y'all, like, in case you don't know.
Wow.
When she's blue. So that was like an aha moment for me. It's like, we spend so much energy shape-shifting that we can't even be powerful because all of our energy is to pretend that we're not blue. So just be blue, damn, like, just be blue, and the people who are okay with it will be okay with it, and the people who are not okay with it are not your people anyway. Right. And you can shapeshift to your blue, like, you shapeshift all you can, but if they're not your people, they're not your people. Yeah. So that would be the thing, is like, when somebody shows you they're not your people, thank them and move on and go back to your people.
Listen, one more time for our sponsors. Pretty Healthy in the building. English Brown Winery. Grab you some food, grab you a drink, and enjoy. We are still here at Micahs Groupchat for the next, I think, about 15 minutes. I got more questions to ask the panel. If you love the panel, make some noise one time. Aaliyah Lewis and Joy St. Clair. Next question is all about what are 3 pros of being on social media as a business owner? 3 pros.
Clients. That's the 3 pros. Like, I remember I posted a reel like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It didn't get any views. Not many likes, but guess what? I got a client. Yay. So you don't need a million. You gotta think about it. I hear this all the time. You see 100 views on social media and you get discouraged, but if 100 people was in this room right now, we'll be like, oh, this is a successful event.
It's true.
If 10,000 people were in a room, you'd be like, oh, this is amazing. Like, you would get nervous if 30,000, but we don't see that same thing when we're doing our views on Instagram. So I would say, just promote. You will get a client. You can post one thing and go viral. Like, we see this all the time on TikTok. Like, the TikTok stars, the influencers. So I would say
it only takes
one post.
Aaliyah, you want to answer that question?
If I can.
Yes, please.
So I would also add, one of the best things about social media is it gives you access to people, right? Yes. If social media didn't exist and you had to go door to door, people would not answer their door. They wouldn't let you in. But they open their phone, and even if they don't follow you, if you follow the algorithm and you do what the algorithm wants, it will show your posts to people who don't even know you exist, right? If you do a live, if you post a reel, you post carousels, like, if you do what the algorithm wants, it will deliver your page to strangers. So I feel like that's the biggest benefit, and it's free, right? I never pay for ads. I don't tell anyone to pay for ads. Like, it is free. It can be free. So to me, the biggest thing is it gives you access to so many people who will be your clients if they knew you existed.
Staying on that same topic, when it comes to branding, do you brand intentionally? If yes, then how?
Ooh, I say yes, for sure. Little story. So I was doing a business consultation with a client, and she shared with me that she had all these random jobs, right? So she's a realtor, but then she also sells ice pops. And then she also does hair. And then she also is starting a lawn care business. And then she also does clothing. She sells, like, boutique clothes. And she's like, I want to make a separate page for each thing because people are going to think I'm all over the place. And I was like, do you think you're really going to have 5 different groups of people following you? No, it's them same damn people, just on 5 different pages. So stop making them go to 5 pages, right? At the end of the day, you are the brand.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you start to make a fishing account tomorrow. Like, you are the brand. They're following you. So when you think about what you post, It could be business today. It could be come shop with me. It could be something silly. It doesn't matter. It's just as long as you are consistently your brand, you can post whatever you want. So spend more time identifying what your brand is. So it might sound cheesy, but I always encourage people to make a mood board. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Make a mood board. Like go in Canva. You can look at all the templates and like just create a space that is like, this is me in one slide. And whenever you're about to post, if it's a trend, if it's a reel, if it's something that you're not sure about, go back to that mood board. Does this fit here? Is this me? And if it is, pop off. And if it's not, then skip that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. I have a question for you guys. Do y'all follow Beyonce on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, the majority
no.
of people, right? Pull up on them. The majority of people. Now, those same people, do y'all follow Parkwood? Y'all don't even know what that is.
Y'all know what Parkwood is?
Parkwood is her company.
Yep.
That's the point. Like, you are your brand.
That's true.
Your company's not your brand, it's you. No one's gonna follow the company. They're gonna follow you, so you need to brand yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's
I
it.
love that.
That's it right there.
So we have Q&A coming up.
Finally, a good answer.
Yeah, you got it. No, that was a great answer. No, that was a great answer, friend. You're so silly.
So before we get to Q&A, what belief about success or money are you currently unlearning?
Ooh.
What belief about success or money are you currently unlearning?
I would say I had to unlearn that other people's definition. So like when you're in corporate America, for example, you have targets you got to hit, but who's telling you them targets? Your boss and them, right? Sometimes we go through life following other people's measures of success, and then you hit it and you don't even feel satisfied because that's not your measure of success. So that's one thing I had to unlearn is like, my measure of success is the only one that really matters. Wow. Because if I hit your target and I don't feel any good about it, like, you know?
Yeah.
So that was a big one. And then for me, it was like, you know how that people say like decenter certain things? Like I had to unwhitewash success, right? I had to unwhitewash professionalism. I had to go in and say, I can have my locks. We can listen to Trick Daddy in here and we're still professional, you know? And I feel like that's a big thing for me. It's like that's success. Where my people are in here, we're comfortable, we talk, we have fun, we listen to whatever we want to listen to, and we're all professional. Professional AF to be exact. Right? But so that was a big thing for me. It's just unlearning what other people's metrics are and realizing that it doesn't even matter, doesn't even apply to me. That's y'all stuff. But mine is set by me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think for me, when it comes on to money, that, and let me just say this first before I say this, because I don't want to sound, you know, whatever, how it's going to sound. Everybody in here can scale to millions of dollars. This is something that I want to encourage everybody. It's very simple to do. What I've learned is the John that is going to take the company to 100 million is not the John that goes to millions, right? And that's something I'm learning now because, you know, having multi-million-dollar business is simple in my head, but $100 million business is a whole nother John. And that's where I'm trying to get to, and that's my goal. And I'm realizing it takes a lot more out of me in terms of strategy. It takes a lot more in terms of just the things that I need to do and focus on to kind of get to that point. And what I have to do is I don't want to sound like a broken record, I have to literally surround myself around people that are doing that.
Yep.
Because that's how I got to where I'm at, right? I surrounded myself around people that were doing, you know, making the money that I'm making, and I said, okay, cool, this is what I did, and I started doing that. But, you know, to unlearn, you know, sometimes you can get trapped. Let's go back to Dark Knight Rises. Can we do that?
What?
So remember when Batman punched Bane, right? And Bane caught the punch? Like, what did Bane say? These has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. And that was one of the most powerful quotes right there. It's saying your success has crippled you in a way to making you think that you can just pop up here and get a certain level of success. And I think for me, learning that you have achieved certain level of successes in business doesn't mean that you're not going to pay the price for the 100 million. There's another price to pay, right? And not talking about Illuminati and stuff like that. I'm talking about like I learned that in somebody in this room like, what price are you talking about? Right? But there's another price that you have to there's another price you have to pay to unlearn you in order for you to be that person. So that's
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was good. I would say that the money habits that I'm unlearning is stop focusing on getting a bag and focus on building wealth. I think in the black and brown community, everybody's got a chain and a really nice car, but they haven't paid their taxes, they don't got no bookkeeping.
They don't own no property.
No property. And as a tax advisor, I'm always trying to encourage people, like, you don't have to have a car to flex. Like, you don't have to have a nice car to flex, because if you have a $1,000, $2,000 car payment, but then it's not a tax write-off, and now you got a huge tax bill, now you're just flexing for people that don't even care about you. That's not even gonna go to your funeral.
Wow.
So I would say focus on building wealth. Mark don't like the answer in the back. He's laughing.
What's the problem, Mark?
Mark's like,
He's
yeah,
laughing.
leave the car.
That was nothing. That was amazing. Like something I was saying.
Focus on building wealth instead of just getting a quick bag and doing one little sale.
I want to add something else too.
I would also say, you know how people say like, don't tell people your next move and move in silence and all of that? Unlearn that shit, please.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Because you have to collaborate. You have to.
Yeah.
So y'all know Pretty Healthy. Hey Shay.
Pretty
when
Healthy.
when I first opened Cold Space, I walked over, and I used to go to Pretty Healthy all the time. But I walked over and I was like, hi, you probably don't know me. I buy your tuna every week. And I'm opening a co-working studio in this same plaza. And literally that same day, Shay and her team all walked over here to just see the space.
That's
And
so
then the
cool.
next week she came over here and bought a day pass, and she was here for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
But literally, and then every 5 seconds someone was like, hey, Shay told me to come and see the space. But had I been that person who's moving in silence, I would have missed out on just that added blessing of Shay just sending people here, right? So I feel like we've been misled to think you have to move in silence, and it's like, no, move loud. Tell everyone who will listen what you need, what you're doing, what you're trying to do. Like, unlearn that. Don't move in silence no more. You're not lasagna. Like, don't move in silence. Lil Wayne lied to you.
This is a fact.
Don't move in silence. Tell
add to that.
anyone who will listen what you're doing and what you need. Okay? Did y'all hear that? What you're doing and what?
What you need.
That's most important. What you need. Don't pretend. You know, people say fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You can, but I think we really overdo that part too.
That's what I'm
like,
saying, yeah.
Tell people, look, I need
gotta
this,
make it
I need that,
stop
and you
extra
never
people.
know
Yes.
who can connect that dot, who might have a little extra. Like, you never know. But if you're so busy faking it till you're making it and
Right.
moving in silence,
Right.
you're gonna suffer in silence
Facts.
too.
Yes.
Man, this lady's preaching right here, man.
Literally.
Listen, that moving silence thing is
It's a curse.
It is one of the
Yeah.
horrible things, especially in the marketing world. You know, and can I just be honest with you? I mean, a lot of the ideas that we want to keep quiet, you didn't even make it up yourself. You know,
Borrowed
like,
ideas.
it's a whole lot of
You just
copied
borrowed it a little
ideas.
bit.
You just sprinkle a little extra sprinkles on the cupcake, and now let's move in silence. I'm like, unless you're creating the next AI robot that's in the back somewhere, promote your stuff.
Yes.
promote your stuff, because if God gave it to you, nobody can do it like you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And
And if they
don't-
copying you, they behind you anyway.
and they can't copy you.
Facts,
Like,
facts.
because they can do, like, you know, one thing I tell my guys all the time, I say, hey, we don't got competitors out here. Like, you might see people doing what we're doing, but they not us though, right? Like, they can't do it like we do.
Yeah.
And I make sure I build that, because it's like, oh, this person's doing it like me. Yeah, they're probably selling the same thing I'm selling,
Right.
but they not me though. You know what I
Facts.
mean? And they can't do it like me, so I'm never feeling fear of nothing. You know what I mean? So if God gave it to you, like, that means He gave it to you for a reason. So go push it out.
Hey, so quick Q&A. If you have any question, any comments, you can raise your hand. I bring the mic to you. Yes? Comments, questions?
I-
Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Micahs, I'm a certified public accountant and a money coach. So my question is for Joy. First of all, this was great.
Yay. What's your Instagram?
Oh, strategies and tea, or for that spill the tea on all things money, you know?
Hey.
So my question around content, as a money coach, our communities we tend to not talk about money, right? It's a taboo. So some of my clients at the end, they feel very comfortable to share their experience, but some are still a bit reserved and are still working on that confidence. So what type of content would you recommend that I share when I'm limited in the terms of how many of my clients are comfortable publicly sharing that they just went through a money coaching program because they're still unlearning that thought process, they can't talk about money.
Okay. Hey, girl, first of all. First of all, I love what you do. And I don't know if she said it too fast and y'all missed it, but she specializes in like millennials. Because a lot of us grew up feeling anxious about money, right?
Yeah.
So definitely lock in with strategies into y'all. So content for you. I feel like I would do a lot of you mouthing what they're saying, but like pick a song, right? So like, you know that trending audio of Kendrick Lamar where he's speaking really fast and then it pauses and he goes, I grieve different, and it shows us the downside. So that would be a fun one if you like pretending like you're talking really fast and the text would be like, my client breaking generational curses, understanding money, da da da. And when he says I grieve different, it would be like, but they're still afraid to talk about it on social media. Right? So something like that, something funny like that, right? And it's trending, but it's you, right? You can also get them to leave reviews, and then you read the review, right? But I think you're the face of the brand anyway. You could even get on Instagram and tell us the story. So, hey guys, I had a client today. They started off like this. This is what we talked about, and now they're like this, right? And we're gonna believe you. Why would you lie? So, if your clients are not in a space where they want to talk about it, then you be their voice, and you just tell us their stories, and we're gonna listen to it anyway.
Yay. Clock that right there, Joy. That was spot on. I grieve different.
One more I would add is get some videos of you talking to them, but their back is to the camera. Because they might be more comfortable doing that too.
So listen, takeaways from tonight's group chat is all about go watch The Dark Knight, get your rest, and buy Joy's calendar. Listen, one time you clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. A pretty healthy English Brown Winery and Co Space.
Yes.
Gil for the engineering. YouTube, Instagram, and of course Micah's group chat. Next time, give me online at the Dope Dixon. Micah's group chat will catch you in Cleveland, August 14th for our back to school drive. See you later. One time on the panel. Hold on. One time on the panel. Follow John Manny, Aaliyah Lewis, and also Joy St. Clair as well too, y'all.
Yay. Can we give it up for Micah?
Yes. Thanks for hosting this event, for bringing us together. This is super fun.
Yeah, great. Let's go.
That's it.
Yay.
Now we network and keep drinking and eat some food.
Yes.